Hello, welcome to Higher Ground Gaming. This is Eric. My co-host Mr. Brody is here, ready to bring you another game from the 1978 Boston Red Sox season using Strat-o-matic baseball. As you can see, the Red Sox here are currently in second place, 3.5 games behind the first place Milwaukee Brewers, and only a half game ahead of the New York Yankees, their arch rivals there, whom they would lose in a one-game playoff to in 1978. So the Red Sox have played 93 games. This will be game number 94. And so I just want to show you the standings here. In April, the Red Sox were 12-8. In May, 21-9. In June, 12-13. So far in July, they do have a winning record, and I think they did have a losing record in the actual July, the real July. So I think we're on a good pace there. If we can keep that up today, another victory would go a long way towards accomplishing that. So without further ado, let's get this game underway. Ooh, let me get a highlight. Okay. There we go. All right, so we're going to play. So it's a game from Sunday, July 23rd, so we're almost done the month of July. We did have the All-Star break, which took away a few days there. And another game from the Kansas City Royals here. So we'll try to... We lost the first one here, so we'll try to win this one. I think this is game 2 of 3, if I'm not mistaken. Kansas City Royals always played us tough. And today's... And this series is no different. So Jim Wright on the mound for the Red Sox against Rich Gale for the Kansas City Royals. So let's play some ball.
Welcome to the stadium for today's ball game.
So, all right, so Rich Gale on the hill for the Kansas City Royals comes in with a 7-5 record, 4.18 ERA, 123 innings pitched, 113 hits allowed, 61 walks, and 56 strikeouts, and has surrendered 11 home runs. So he's already surrendered more home runs in 123 innings than he has in 192 innings. So ERA about a run higher than his actual season ERA. So, for the visiting Boston Red Sox, Jerry Remy, the second baseman, will lead it off, followed by Fred Lind, the center fielder. Jim Rice is the DH and bat third. Kai Yastrzemski, the left fielder, will bat cleanup. Carlton Fisk, behind the plate, bats fifth. George Scott, the first baseman, bats sixth. Batting seventh will be the third baseman, Butch Hobson. Dwight Evans, the right fielder, bats eighth. And Frank Duffy, playing for the injured Rick Burleson, which I believe is going on close to like 3 weeks now, will bat ninth and play short. So that's your Red Sox lineup. So Jerry Remy steps into the box. Remy hitting .308 in the season with 2 homers and 31 runs batted in. Behind Gale is Poquette, Otis, and Hurdle. Poquette average range. Otis above average range. And Hurdle below average range in right field. Otis with an excellent arm in center, and Hurdle with an above-average arm, as well as Poquette. They will commit their fair share of errors in left and right field, and Otis is very sure-handed in center. Brett, Patek, White, and Lecoq in the infield for the left to right for the Royals. Brett with above average range, but will commit a few errors. Freddie Patek will commit many errors, but will get to a lot of balls above average range. Frank White, excellent range, just commit a fair share of errors there. And Pete Lecoq at first is the most short-handed of the infield with average range. Behind the plate, Darryl Porter, above average range, very short-handed and above average arm. And Rich Gale with an average range and will commit quite a few errors on the mound and has a +1 hold rating, so it does not hold base runners on very well. As you can see, his hold rating is +1. So a 1 will be added to any stolen base roll, and that cancels out basically Porter's arm, so in all that's an average. So we may try to run on them if we can get a runner on. And that's one thing I don't always look at, is I look at the catcher's rating, but I don't always look at the pitcher's hold rating, which is just as important. So the corner's playing in for against Remy. Gale looks in for the sign from Porter. Here's the windup and the pitch. It's going to be off the 3 column, which is not Remy's best column. It's his worst column. And he'll ground out to Lecoq at first, and that's how we'll start. So next up will be Fred Lynn, the center fielder, batting second today. Hitting .272 with 18 homers and 60 runs batted in, so displaying a lot more power early on than he did in the actual season. Only 4 homers behind his pace, with still approximately 200 more bats to go. So here's the pitch, and it's going to be off the 5 column of Gale, which is Gale's best column for. And he's going to ground out to short. So it's going to be a range check, so see if he gets in front of it. If not, see if he commits the error. And he's not going to be able to come up with it. He does not commit the error. It's going to be past him into left field for a base hit. So 1 out and 1 on for the Red Sox. They bring up Jim Rice. Jim Rice hit .316 so far, with 27 homers and 80 runs batted in. And it's going to be off of the 4 column of Gale. And that's going to be a base hit to right. And Lynn will try to third. Normally we don't send him with a 1 down, but we are this time, as is an 80% chance. So probably cut it off. And they do, and they hold Rice at first. So runners at the corners with the 1 down, so a fly ball could potentially get, if it's deep enough, could bring Lynn home with the first run of the game. So Yastrzemski hitting .283 on the season with 10 homers and 42 runs batted in. And Yastrzemski is going to hit one to over Otis's head all the way to the wall. Lynn will easily come home, and Rice we're going to hold. Only 45% chance. See, I kind of like this game because it shows the percent chances there. One thing about Digital Diamond is it doesn't show you, that it just says, it gives you the ratings, like very good, good, and stuff like that, and you have to kind of guess upon that one, which are very vague ratings. So I like the way Strat-o-matic does that here. It gives me numbers to go by. So alright, so Rice will hold at third, and the RBI double by Yastrzemski. So the Red Sox are on the board. So 2 runners in scoring position for Fisk, still only 1 down. Fisk comes in hitting .316 with 13 homers and 30 runs, 53 RBIs. And it's low, and it gets away from Porter. It's going to roll the backstop. And it'll be a wild pitch, and Rice will come home on the wild pitch. Yastrzemski moves up to third. So it's 2-0 Red Sox now. As Gale goes out to talk to Porter. Looks like apparently he got mixed up on that one. So here's the pitch. And it's going to be off the 1 column of Fisk. And that's going to be a ground ball to short. Patek look Yastrzemski back. Fires over to first. So 2 down now. So George Scott up now, hitting .248 with 7 homers and 27 runs batted in. And it's going to be out the 5 column. It's going to be a base. Oh, no. Patek's going to come up with it. Thought that was a base hit for sure, but Patek's able to catch the line drive to end the inning. But the Red Sox do score 2. And after 1/2, it's the Red Sox 2 and the Royals coming up. So Jim Wright on the mound now with an early lead here. Jim Wright 8-3 on the replay, 8-4 in the actual season. So his time is just about done until he goes bye-bye, or at least, or possibly to the bullpen, as he still has a bunch of innings he could pitch too. He still has 40 more innings currently right now. So they probably have about 30-something innings after this game is over. So with 3.91 ERA, 76 innings pitched, 98 hits allowed. So even worse than his actual hits to innings pitched ratio. 22 walks and 39 strikeouts. So hopefully he'll throw out some shutout innings here without any hits there to get that number more line where it should be. 39 strikeouts and 7 home runs allowed. So for the Royals, George Brett will lead it off and play third. The DH, Hal McRae, bats second. Pete Lecoq, the first baseman, third. Batting cleanup, the center fielder, Amos Otis. Darryl Porter is behind the plate, batting fifth. Clint Hurdle, the right fielder, bats sixth. The left fielder, Tom Boquette, will bat seventh. The shortstop, Freddie Patek, bats eighth. And Frank White, the second baseman, will bat ninth. So Brett comes in hitting .294, which is what he hit on the actual season, with 9 homers, which is how many he hit on the actual season, and 48 runs batted in. So he's got roughly 190 more at-bats to go. So he should shatter his home run total of 9 for the season. And his walk total, he's already above that with 35 walks. So it's going to be off the 5 column of Wright. And he finds the base hit. Only one hit on there, and he finds it. So corners are playing in against McRae also. McRae comes in hitting .266 with 9 homers and 32 runs batted in. Scott holds on Brett, who's definitely a threat to steal. And it's going to be a hit and run. And he's going to fly out to, what's deep fly ball left center. It's in there. Brett runs on the pitch and will score all the way from first. So it falls between Lynn and Yastrzemski. And a great call by Herzog as Kansas City gets one of the runs back. Mr. Brody not happy about that either. So it's 2-1 now. Still nobody out in a time run and scoring position for Pete Lecoq. Lecoq comes in hitting .307 with 2 homers and 26 runs batted in. And that's going to be off the 5 column. And that's going to be a fly ball to center. Lynn's under it, makes the catch. What's up, Mr. Brody? Oh, Miss Mags. Oh, Miss Mags are having it out again. There's been a lot of tension here in the booth. Apparently, I really do need to get that bed because they've been squaring off there for that bed. It's right next to the heater. Miss Mags has been in the other room next to the other heater, but apparently she wants to sit in the comfy bed there. So Miss Mags is giving Mr. Brody a stare down for the co-host seat. Alright, so Amos Otis up now. Amos Otis having an excellent season so far, .359 average, which is 60 points above his season average. 17 homers and 53 runs batted in. So he's on a pace to hit possibly 30 home runs, definitely 25. So here's the pitch by Wright. Ooh, and it's going to be off of his 6th column, which is his worst column. It's going to be a range check on Remy. And it's going to be a ground ball. Oh, and Remy is not going to be able to handle it. He's going to commit the error. Rolls up his arm. So Otis is safe at first after the error by Remy. Runners at the corners with 1 down. So the Red Sox are going to concede the run there. And they do have a double play candidate in Darryl Porter, so they're going to hope that Porter is able to ground into the double play. Wright holds the runner. So here's the pitch by Wright. And that's going to be a base hit past Hobson. As one tying run comes in. As McRae scores. So Fisk goes out to talk to Wright. Goes back behind the plate. So Hurdle has a chance to put the Royals ahead here. So the Red Sox lead short-lived as Kansas City has answered with 2 of their own and are still batting. And it's a high pop-up drifting the foul ground. Duffy races over by the stands, and no, he can't get to it as it's back in the seats. And then next pitch, he misses an off-speed pitch and strikes out. A big strikeout by Wright. Brings up Poquette. Poquette just hitting just 176 on the season with 2 homers and 18 runs batted in. And he's going to get a base hit, so he only hit 176. And we're going to try to throw out Otis at home. We're going to throw for that lead runner. And Fisk ready with the block, and Otis is out. As Evans guns down another runner at home. But Kansas City does score 2, and after 1 full, it's 2-2. So it's going to be the bottom third of the order for the Red Sox. Hobson, Evans, and Duffy. And Hobson will get a good pitch to hit here. Hobson comes in hitting .282 with 9 homers and 32 runs batted in. And high foul straight back. Porter doesn't know where the ball is. Gale points it to him. Now Porter sees it near the screen, and he can't make the catch. And this one is going to go shoot the gap between Poquette and Otis. Go all the way to the wall. Fires the second, but not in time as Hobson has himself a double. So a good start for the Red Sox in the second. Brings up Evans. Evans hitting .276 on the season with 16 homers and 57 runs batted in. And not the column you want to be on for Evans. And he'll strike out swinging. So 1 gone in the Red Sox second. Chance for Duffy to get an RBI here. Duffy's already got 13 RBIs on the season, which is 3 times as many as he had on the actual season. Average has been dipping down lately, now down to .288. And it's going to be off the 4 column of Gale. And that's going to be a ground ball to White. Charges it, gloves it, whips the first. So Hobson will race to third. So 2 outs now. So it'll be up to Remy if the Indians can continue. He grounded out his first time up. And this probably won't get it done unless it's a 4 split. And yeah, it's a fly ball to center. Remy gets good wood on it, backpedals quickly, up with his glove, and he makes the catch. So the Red Sox threaten but do not score, and it remains 2-2 after 1.5. So Patek will face Wright, White, and Brett. You like that, Mr. Brody? Was that a good play there? Yeah, they should have got that run home, I know, huh? They got to take advantage of those opportunities, right, against Kansas City. And Mr. Brody knows this stuff. He knows all about Kansas City. Mr. Brody there is managing the 1977 Red Sox, so he knows all about the Red Sox. So we got to play another game from that Out of the Park baseball series, which we haven't played in a little while. So maybe we'll play. It's kind of getting kind of late, so maybe not tonight, but hopefully we'll try to get to one this week. And this is going to be, oh no, ground ball to Hobson. Oh no. Corner's playing in. And it's going to be a base hit. Hopefully that's all it is. Oh no, the worst of worst. A base hit and then a 2-base error as Hobson throws it away. And Patek will reach third. So a single and an E5 allows Patek to get to third with nobody out. So the go-ahead run 90 feet away from Frank White. Frank White hitting .266 with 6 homers and 41 runs batted in. And he's going to pop one out to Remy. He's under it and makes the catch for out number 1. Patek holds at third. George Brett now with an RBI opportunity singled his first time up. Wright needs a strikeout this time. Oh, man, and he's going to hang one here. And this is going to be a fly ball to Evans. This should be running hard on the warning track. And Evans makes the catch as Patek tags and scores easily. So Brett with a deep sacrifice fly. Evans with an excellent catch on the warning track there. Definitely saved extra bases there, but way too deep for him to have any chance of getting Patek out. So the Royals take a 3-2 lead. So McRae had an RBI double his first time up. And this time, Wright gets his revenge. Strikes him out to end the inning. The Royals score a run, and after 2 full, it's 3-2 Kansas City. So Gale with his first lead of the day. He'll face Lynn, Rice, and Yastrzemski. Lynn singled his first time up. And Lynn's going to get a good one to hit here. And that's going to shoot the gap between Otis and Hurdle. Go all the way to the wall, and Lynn will have himself his second hit of the day, a double. The leadoff runner is on for the Red Sox. Jim Rice up now. He singled his first time up. And Rice will get a good one to hit here. Let's see what he can do with it. He's due. He hasn't hit a home run in a while. Until now. Hits one opposite field and gone. So Jim Rice with a 2-run home run puts the Red Sox back on top. So Rice with his 28th home run of the season. Red Sox have a 4-3 lead. So that'll bring up Yastrzemski. He had an RBI double his first time up. As Porter goes out the top to to Gale, goes back behind the plate. And he's going to ground one back to Gale, up with it over to first. So one down. As Yastrzemski is retired. Fisk grounded out his first time up. And he's going to find the single on the 5 column. He's going to have himself a base hit. So one down. Fisk at first. For the boomer, George Scott, who lined out his first time up. 6 column. And that's going to be a pop-up to White. White's under it. A few steps to his right. He makes the catch for the out. So 2 down now with Fisk at first. Brings up Butch Hobson, who had a double his first time up. And this time he's going to ground out to White. White, excellent range. Should be able to get in front of it. Oh, no, he doesn't. As he broke, expecting Fisk to run for some reason. So he's going to end up with a single as it gets by him. So Hobson with his second hit of the day. And White is able to glove it, but the pitcher covers and is unable to get to it. I mean, before Hobson crosses the bag. So Red Sox with a 2-out rally going here. 2 runs already in on the 2-run homer by Rice. So it brings up Dwight Evans, who struck out his first time up. And Evans will draw a walk. That'll load the bases. For Frank Duffy. Grounded out his first time up. So Duffy with a chance to increase the Red Sox lead here. The bases loaded and 2 down. He's not going to get a good chance here. He's going to need to find that 10 split. And he does not as he flies out to Paquette to end the inning. But the Red Sox score 2 and a 2-run jack by Jim Rice to the opposite field. And the Red Sox take a 4-3 lead to head into the bottom of the 3rd. So Wright once again with the lead. See if he can hold it this time. Lecoq will lead it off. He flew out his first time up. And not a good start as he allows a single to Lecoq to start the 3rd. So tie run already on. Amos Otis reached on an error by Remy. And fires over to first. Lecoq's back safely. Oh no, another range check by Hobson. Failed his first one. Let's see what he does here. And he's going to get in front of it, but question is, can he field it? Yes, he does. Can they turn two? Bare hands it, fires to first, only play. All right, we'll take that. So Lecoq moves into scoring position with one down. So look at some scores. California would lead over Detroit 4-1. Oakland by Toronto 4-2. Yankees and Cubs and White Sox are scoreless. The Yankees a half game behind the Red Sox. Minnesota leads Baltimore 2-1. Texas ahead of Milwaukee. That's good news. 1-0. And Boston on top 4-3. However, I think the standings that we saw included the scores from today. So regardless of what happens here, those are going to be the standings as we've already played those games. They don't really have a 10-minute ticker like they do in Action PC, but that's all right. But the Red Sox still need to, in order to maintain that half-game lead in front of the Yankees, they need to win today. And then they'll go a full game ahead of the Yankees. And if they can win today, they'll either go to 3 games behind the Milwaukee, or they'll go drop to 4 games from the 3.5 they're at now. So 1 on. Runner in scoring position with a 1 down. Tying run for Porter. He's 1 for 1 with an RBI. And Porter's going to get a good pitch date here. Come on, 8 or 4 roll. And it's an 8 roll, which is good. So Duffy gets it, gloves it, looks back, Lecoq fires to first. The second out. So that's going to bring up Clint Hurdle now. Hurdle 0 for 1 on the day, so Wright 1 out away from getting out of it without any damage. But he cannot, as it's going to be a base hit to right. And after Evans gunned down the runner last time, Lecoq doesn't want any part of that as the third base coach holds him. So runners at the corners with 2 down for Poquette. Singled his first time up. Ugh. And Wright gives up a double. Lecoq's going to come around the score. Hurdle will be held. And it's a 4-4 game, so Wright can just not seem to hold the lead. Every time the Red Sox give him a lead, he coughs it back up. He's looking like Alan Ripley out there. If Alan Ripley, though, would be much worse. Alan Ripley would be in the hole by now. Speaking of which, Patek's going to get a good pitch date here. Duffy, Duffy actually worse arrow-wise than gets in front of it, but can he make the play? No, he cannot, and that's going to bring home a run, so the Red Sox defense fails him. Throwing error in Duffy. So 1 run comes in, and it's Kansas City takes the lead 5-4. So the Red Sox shooting themselves in the foot here. Oh, and Wright's going to throw the ball away now for a 2-base error. Oh my goodness, Wright. He's definitely, I shouldn't have said Alan Ripley because he's performing like him now. Throws it away for a 2-base error. It's going to allow a run to come home, and it's now 6-4. Patek on third. Still not out of it. And finally, he pops up to Duffy to end the inning, but damage done as the Kansas City puts up a 3 spot and now leads at 6-4. So the Red Sox will send up top of the order Remy, Lynn, and Rice up against Gale, now with a 2-run lead, 6-4. See if the Red Sox can come back once again. And Grammy will ground out to Brett for out number 1. So that brings up Fred Lynn. He's 2 for 2 with a single and a double. And now he draws a walk. So 1 out walk. Bring the tying run up, and Jim Rice already has a 2-run homer today. Can he hit another one? Possibly, if you can get that 2 up there, 2 split. Oh, it's close. It's a 3 split. So he draws the walk. We'll take that. So Yastrzemski up now. He's 1 for 2 with an RBI double back in the first to put the Red Sox on the board. And a pitch gets away from Gale. Porter can't handle it. So it's going to be a wild pitch on Gale. So a single could plate 2 here. And it's going to be, come on, 10 split. And it is a 10 split. And Yastrzemski with a single to left. That Lynn will score. Rice will be... You know what? I'm going to go for it. I think they'll probably cut it off. And Paquette's going to throw the ball away for an error. So the Kansas City's self-destructs here. And Paquette throws it away, and that's going to allow... Well, 1-1 would have scored anyway. That's going to allow a run to come home, and it's now 6-6. I think Yastrzemski will get 1 RBI there. So Kansas City with an error now. Boston's already committed 4 errors on the day. It's a very sloppy game overall, especially for the Red Sox. So Fisk with a chance to put the Red Sox ahead as the Red Sox come back again. Fisk 1 for 2 on the day. And this is going to be a range check on Brett. Brett's a 2 range. Gets in front of it. Looks Yastrzemski back. And gets him. So 2 down now. So it'll be up to George Scott if the Red Sox can continue this inning. Scott's 0 for 2 on the day. And he'll draw a walk. So good eye by Scott as Porter goes out and visits Gale. Hobson coming up now, 2 for 2. Double in the second and singled back in the third. And he's going to draw a walk here. So Gale all over the place. His 5th walk he's allowed today. So Evans comes up with the bases loaded. And Evans is going to get a good pitch to hit. Let's see what he can do with it. And that's going to be a base hit up the middle. So that'll plate Yastrzemski. Scott. So Evans with an RBI single puts the Red Sox on top 7-6. Frank Duffy up now. See if he can atone for his error. 0 for 2 so far in the day. And he cannot as he's going to ground out to Patek. Fires over to Evans. And that'll do it. But the Red Sox answer back with a 3-spot of their own. And the lead changes continue as the Red Sox now have a 7-6 lead. Let's see if Wright can hold it this time. Kansas City has scored in every inning so far. Top of the order, Brett will lead it off. He's 1 for 1 with a sacrifice fly. And Remy moves under it and makes the catch on the pop-up. So 1 down. Leadoff runner is kept on base. That's good. McRae up now. Had an RBI double back in the first, 1 for 2. And he strikes out, so Wright looking better this inning. He's retired the first 2 batters. Lecoq up now, 1 for 2. And he cannot retire him in order, as Lecoq is going to be on with a single. So that'll bring up the dangerous Amos Otis. So far held in check, although he did reach on an error his first time up. Officially 0 for 2, as Lecoq cannot get a good lead. Oh no, range check by Hobson though. And Hobson, hopefully that'll be the least of it. And Hobson's going to commit the 5th Red Sox error of the day. At least this time it's only a 1-base error. So Hobson with his 2nd error of the day. I think at least his 2nd error of the day. And Lecoq moved to 3rd, Otis to 2nd. So that's going to be a single and an error. So a base hit will put the Royals back up ahead. Wright really needs to bear down and get Porter here. And he does. He strikes him out. So Wright gets out of it without any damage. So Red Sox maintain their 1-run lead as they head to the top of the 5th. Looking for more here, as the Red Sox have scored in every inning except for the 2nd. Gale's still out there, up to 121 pitches. And he's going to issue his 6th walk. So Lynn's had himself a good day, 2 for 2 with a single, double, and a walk. And that's going to be hit to White. Over to second. 1, bat to first. Double play. So Lynn hits into the double play. So base is empty now for Rice. 2 for 2. Hit a 2-run homer back in the 3rd. And he'll pop one up to Patek, calls for it, and makes the catch to retire the side. So the Red Sox are retired in the 5th. Halfway through, it's 7-6 Boston. Boston has stranded 8, and Kansas City has stranded 5 base runners. So Hurdle leads it off, 1 for 2 of the runs scored. It's going to be a ground ball to Remy. He's got one of the Red Sox errors so far today. Gets in front of it. And fires over to Scott for out number 1. So it'll bring up Paquette. 2 for 2 with an RBI. And he's going to get another good pitch to hit here. And this is going to be another range check on Remy. Lots of range checks today. Remy gets in front of it. And he'll make the play. Over to Scott for the second out. 2 quick outs in the Kansas City 5th. Brings up Freddie Patek. He's reached twice via the error. Actually, once he had a single in an error. 2-base error by Hobson, allowing him to get the 3rd, and once reached on an error by, the other time, by Duffy. And this time he'll ground out to Scott. Grabs it, races the first, and beats Patek for the out. So a 1-2-3 inning for Wright, his first of the day, and that's likely to be possibly his last inning. We'll see. See, Yastrzemski having a good day, 2 for 3 with a double. 2 runs batted in. And that's going to be a single up the middle. So Yastrzemski is on with his 3rd hit of the day. Brings up Fisk, 1 for 3. Gale still back out there, despite being up to 135 pitches. And that's going to be a back out of play. And Fisk cannot get to it. And it's going to hit it out to right. It's going to be a range check on Hurdle. Hurdle a 4 range. So good chance for the Red Sox. He gets in front of it, though. And he's going to be able to make the play. Didn't look too pretty, but it was effective. Yastrzemski heads back to first. So 1 down now for the boomer George Scott. He's 0 for 2 with a walk. And he strikes out with a big cut there. Nothing but air, though. So the boomer's out. So 2 down now for Hobson. Hobson's 2 for 2, doubled in the 2nd. Singled in the 3rd and walked in the 4th. And he'll ground out to his counterpart. Fires over to Lecoq, and that'll do it. So after 5.5, it's Red Sox still 7-6 over Kansas City. Corners are playing in for number 9 hitter White. They're going to let Wright see a pitch another inning. Let's see if he can get another inning here. And White will fly out to Lynn. Lynn circles under it, makes the play for one gone. George Brett up now. He's 1 for 2 with an RBI. And it's going to be hit between a bunt. Oh, Brett tries to bunt his way on as Scott grabs it and fires over to Remy covering on the wheel play. And McRae's going to get a good pitch to it here. But he gets under it and pops it up to Duffy. So Wright has himself his second 1-2-3 inning in a row. So we'll head to the 7th. Gale's still out there after 150 pitches. I can't believe he's still out there. Let me just make sure that... Yeah, Kansas City managed by the computer. Just double checking. Sometimes it doesn't seem like it is. So Evans up now. Evans has himself a hit today and an RBI. And he'll ground out to White. Charges it. Fires the first. One down. So Frank Duffy 0 for 3 on the day. And he's going to hit it over to Brett. Plays it on a hop over to Lecoq. So 2 quick outs in the Red Sox 7th. And bring up the Rem Dog. He's hitless on the day. Did reach on a walk. And he continues to be hitless as he flies out to Otis in center. So 7th inning stretch time. See the trivia question. So Mr. Brody and Miss Maggs with the trivia question. What year did the New York Giants post the highest team batting average ever with 319? Well, I think I might know that one, as I am playing the dead ball 1905 New York Giants, World Champion Giants, and I believe, I want to say I know they hit over 300, so I'm going to lock in and go with the 1905 New York Giants. So lock in your answers. And we'll check it right here. Let's see what it is. Oh, the 1930. When the league average was 303. Interesting. So 1930. I wonder what their average was in 1905. Again, that was dead ball era, so maybe that was kind of high for them. Let me check that. Yeah, that wasn't even close. Should have known that. They only hit 273 as a team back in 1905. Alrighty, that was a tough trivia question there. Good one there, Mr. Brody. So here comes Lecoq up. Red Sox clean to a 1-run lead. And that is going to be it for Jim... Oh boy. Is that going to be it for Jim Wright? He can still pitch a lot of innings here. I don't know. We may go with another inning here. Let's check out the Red Sox bullpen situation. We could bring in Bill Campbell. He's very good against lefties there. Let's see what Drago looks like. Drago's overused. Stanley's underused, but he's awful. Ripley. No. Not really much in the Red Sox pen there. We're going to see if we can squeeze another inning possibly against Wright. Definitely doing no worse by leaving him in. And he'll ground out to Remy for out number 1. So a good start for the bottom of the 7th here. Amos Otis up now. And this backfires as Amos Otis goes yard. So Otis, who's having a monster season, hits his 18th home run. A solo home run to tie the game. And that is going to be... we're going to leave him in another batter here. Oh boy. And they're going to go back-to-back. But just to be fair, that would have been a home run off of Stanley, too, or somebody else. So I'm going to leave him in one more batter. All right, that's it. Paquette, though, yeah. He's 2 for 3 off of him, so we got to take him out, I guess. All right, let's go to that struggling bullpen. We're going to bring in Bill Campbell. Campbell comes in. 4-1 record, 2.37 ERA. 30 innings pitched, 31 hits, allowed 9 walks and 27 strikeouts. The Red Sox playing back for the double play. And that's going to be a fly ball to right. Evans makes the catch. So to be fair, if the Red Sox are going to lose this one, I definitely rather have Wright lose it than have a bullpen blow it for him. So I know it's kind of sad to say, but when you manage the 1978 Red Sox, you'll understand, as I'm sure Al would too. Al, Red Sox fan. So what's going on here? So hurdles off with the pitch, and Portis and Rice, Fisk throws him out. So the Red Sox are able to get out of it. Now down by a run. Gale out there again. 157 innings pitched. Unbelievable. So Lynn is 2 for 3 with a double. Draws the walk. It'll bring up Jim Rice. They got to take him out now, you would think. Yes, finally. Marty Patton comes in. So tying run is on board now as Marty Patton comes in. 3-1 record with a 3.56 ERA. Over 56 innings so far in 27 games. Rice 2 for 3 with a 2-run home run back in the third. And a strikeout here for out number 1. Lynn dives back safe and a quick peg by Porter. So Yastrzemski up now. He's 3 for 4 with a double. Has himself a couple 3 runs batted in so far. And he's going to be hit by a pitch here. And it hits him. And he's going to be awarded first. Doesn't appear to be hurt though. So it'll put the tying run in scoring position. The go-ahead run at first for Fisk. Fisk 1 for 4 on the day. Come on, 8 split. No, it's going to fly out to Wilson. Wilson now playing left field for Paquette. So it's up to the boomer, George Scott. He's 0 for 3 with a walk. Ah. Was hoping for that 7 or 8 there walk again. But that's it. So we'll head to the bottom of the 8th with Kansas City up by a run. Campbell back out there for a second inning of work. He bunts. Scott fields it, fires the first, and he's out. As Remy covers. So 1 down now. Frank White up now, 0 for 3 on the day. And he grounds out to Duffy for out number 2. Top of the order, Brett up now, 1 for 3 with an RBI. And Campbell gets the Royals in order in the bottom of the 8th. So we head to the top of the 9th. The Red Sox needing a run to tie. Butch Hobson, 2 for 3 on the day. And it's going to be a range check on White. We had a home run possibility there. So White gets in front of it. And makes the play for out number 1. Yep, so the Yankees win. We already knew that. And Milwaukee won too. Okay. So here's Evans. Evans 1 for 3 with an RBI. Come on, walk. Ooh, he's going to be hit by a pitch. We'll take that. So I think we're going to pinch hit for Duffy here. Who do we have on the bench? Not much. See, Patton's a righty. Definitely not Bailey. Hancock. Let's see. What's Duffy's card look like? No. That's even worse than Bob Bailey. Fred Kendall. Nope. We're going to leave in Duffy. Really don't have much else. Possibly Brohammer, but... yeah. You know what? We're going to bring in Brohammer just to get the matchup, because if we hit it, we might get a better card off of Patton. Let's see what Patton's righty card looks like. Lefty card. Not really much better. No sevens. At least we got a 7 on this one. We do have some home runs possible. I think it looks slightly better. Yeah, it's slightly better against righty batters, so we're gonna keep Duffy in. Oh, come on, 10 split. Oh, this could be 2. No, it's not gonna be 2. So they get the lead runner though. So Duffy reaches on the fielder's choice. So Jerry Remy, the Red Sox hope here. He's 0 for 4 with a walk. Walk back in the 5th. Gale looks in, and Patton looks in for the sign from Porter. Looks the runner back. Here's the windup and the pitch. Ah. Brett grabs it over to first in time. So the Red Sox fall to the Kansas City Royals on back-to-back home runs off of Wright in the 8th, a 7th. So again, you may question, maybe I should have pulled out Wright, but being the Red Sox manager and knowing the Red Sox bullpen, had to go with that starter as long as we could. Because believe me, if the Red Sox, if the starter doesn't blow it, definitely the bullpen most likely would have. And let's just see who pitched in the actual. Actually, I do not have that readily available, so let's see here. Let's see if we can get that quickly. So I want to see who actually relieved right now. We don't have it available. Yes. Thought we did, but I guess we don't. No, we don't. Okay. Anyway, let's get the box score and call it a video. Mr. Brody not very impressed with that outing by the Red Sox again as they dropped the first 2 to Kansas City Royals. So they try to salvage 1 in the next game. So let's see. So Rich Gale gets the win, 8-5. Despite having a subpar performance, 7 innings pitched, 11 hits, 7 runs, all of them earned. He walked 7 batters and still got the victory. Ouch. Struck out 2. 161 total pitches. Unbelievable. Surprised his arm didn't fall off. Marty Patton gets his 3rd save. 2 innings. He did pitch well. 2 innings, allowing no hits and 1 strikeout. Did hit a batter. Bill Campbell pitched well in relief, inning and 2/3. So you might kind of question me just because of Bill Campbell's performance, but that's all he had there is that 1 and 2. Maybe he had another out. I mean, at 1 and 2/3 was all he pretty much had. Maybe 2 innings, and then it would have had to have somebody else come in, like Stanley come in. It probably would have been Stanley because he was the most rested, and who knows with Bob Stanley. Oh well. You win some, you lose some, I guess. So, let's see. Let's look at Kansas City as all their starters, except for Frank White, ended up with hits. So George Brett, 1 for 4 with a run scored and an RBI. Hal McRae, 1 for 4 with a run scored and an RBI. Pete Lecoq, 2 for 4 with a run scored. Amos Otis, 2 for 4 with a home run. Darrell Porter, 2 for 4 with a home run. Otis has 18th. Porter has 11th. They were the back-to-back in the 8th inning there. 7th inning, sorry. Clint Hurdle, 2 for 4 with an run scored. Poquette, 2 for 4 with an RBI and a run scored. Patek, 1 for 4 with a run scored. For the Red Sox, Jerry Remy was 0 for 5 under the leadoff position. Fred Lynn had a good day, 2 for 3 with 3 runs scored. Jim Rice, 2 for 4 with 3 runs scored and 2 runs batted in. Hit a 2-run homer, his 28th of the season. Carlton Fisk, 1 for 5. George Scott, 0 for 4 with a walk. I know he walked once. I'm not sure the other Red Sox batters that did walk. George Scott, yeah, I said 0 for 4. Butch Hobson, 2 for 4. I think he walked too, I remember, once, at least once. Dwight Evans, 1 for 3 with an RBI, and I'm pretty sure he walked. I know he got hit by a pitch too. I'm pretty sure he walked too. And finally, Frank Duffy, horrible at the plate and horrible in the field, 0 for 5. Now the Red Sox, to be fair with Jim Wright, is 6 1/3 innings of allowing 13 hits, 8 runs. Only 4 of those runs were earned. So that's kind of a reason why I left him in too. Because at the time, he had only given up 2 earned runs. So that justifies me right there. As he did let up, at the time, 6 runs, but only 2 of them were earned at the time. So there you go. He didn't walk anybody, so his control was okay. Just gave up a lot of hits. A lot of those hits were after the Red Sox committed errors. So errors by Remy, Hobson committed 2, Duffy, and Wright. So Hobson with 2 errors and Duffy with 1. That left side of the infield is awful. So we need to get Burleson back, and we need him back like yesterday. So not sure exactly when he's due back. We'll definitely welcome him back. So I can understand now. It's a tough stretch when you have a bad shortstop and a bad third baseman. That a lot of runs, a lot of unearned runs, I bet. So yeah. So I'm understanding the 1978 Red Sox a bit more as I play them. How bad part of their defense is and how bad their bullpen overall was. And their bench was just awful too. Starting pitching wasn't all that great either. And I definitely had a lot of holes. Definitely score a lot of runs, as our Red Sox fan would say, but they would give up a lot of runs too. So that is it. Thank you for joining me. It's been Eric from Higher Ground Gaming. Actually, before we close out here, let's quickly look at, see who they're going to play next. So they have the standings now. They're 4 games, tied with the Yankees now. So it's going to be, oh, looks like they're going to play a doubleheader against Minnesota. The Yankees win. The Yankees are playing Kansas City now. So the Yankees win, and Milwaukee loses, though. So, and we're playing 2 games against Minnesota. So let's check and see who we're going to be pitching in the first game. So, Tom Bergmeyer is going to pitch for the Red Sox. So who knows what's going to happen there. So Bergmeyer getting a start. That's how bad the Red Sox bullpen is its rotation is when Bergmeyer has to get a spot start against Darren Jackson, I think it is, for the Twins. And Montgomery's playing. So it's a doubleheader, so we'll see what happens here. And it looks like, yeah. So anyway. So thank you for joining me. I'm here from Higher Ground Gaming, my co-host Mr. Brody, and we'll see you in the next game where the Red Sox take on the Twins. So I guess it was just a short 2-game series against the Royals. So, but that could have been the 3rd game too. So take care and God bless. Bye-bye now.